Hey, one last slight explanation. Uh, from my time to the Twin Towers. Oh, this is my most embarrassing variable. Because of how close, the District of Columbia and my home suburban is connected. How well connected my Episcopal church is. While I was at the Twin Towers, and I had just broken up with Diana and just engaged in sort of a friends with benefits thing with my neighbor videographer at the World Trade Center, Joy, who really liked Muppets. Probably should have just locked down with her, maybe, I don't know. But the pool had just opened up on the roof. And there really was a pool on the roof in this situation of the Twin Towers. I don't know. Dad, for some reason, the Episcopals got the circumstance and perpetuated it into the sermon. Chose to talk about Jesus healing the town drunkard who had paraded drunk through the town naked. And you were like, well, why did he make that sermon? That's why. I don't know if I was roofied or what happened. I had an orange soda and a little too much Burnett's, and you guys wouldn't let me smoke any pot. If I just had a blunt, I wouldn't have drank that much. Everything would have been fine. Possible I was roofied on the roof. I mean, I normally was able to handle that much alcohol, even though it sounds like a blackout dose. But how I wound up naked in my bed with no memory of less than a half hour into my stay there while creeping out Obama by having lunch on his front yard every day, which I came back several years later to do. And he kicked everybody off just because I hung out in my favorite park, which is rather rude in my opinion. It's a public park, by the way, Obama. But he may have been annoyed I was calling Chris at the time for help. One of my other DC friends, sort of. Apparently not really. It was more business connection, I guess. Even though he did prove I was just smoking lots of pot, I wasn't dealing it, believe it or not. At the, before I blacked out at the, big event with the Capital One CEO. Yeah, my dad's right, I'm a savage. Possible people are helping induce a further condition, because clearly I can swim real well, maybe not as well at that time, but yeah. Joe was actually staying with me at that time because he had to figure out what the hell I was doing and how the hell I didn't know what I was causing by inducing a story into which he needed to become my roommate because he was thrown out. He's the guy who I met at the hostel. Me and him were going to start a hostel. Anyways. Yeah. Stories of the District of Columbia. Oy vey. Anyways, don't worry. You kicked me out once. I get it. You never tell me you're kicking me out. I don't get it. Either way, I'm just a kid, still. And, I'll put up my feelers properly to see if I need to just get out of the entire 51 state system or not. Personally, I would kind of like to. Personally, I would also like to live. Uh, so, I'm not sure which one makes the most sense at this point, but that's why they decided to have that sermon. I may have wound up drunk and naked on the top of the Twin Towers on my first day enjoying the single life and the opening of our roof pool. Uh, if you're watching because Nomi contacted you or you contacted Nomi, who has this website, now because I've intrinsically forced you guys to sort of do what you could have just done by being honest, open, and having a group therapy session, and we could all intervene and intervent with each other. But no, everything's gotta be a secret. Big old secret. It's not how it's supposed to work.